Hey everybody. Look at that. I'm a few minutes early now. What you know about me? Hey y'all, do me a favor, like this video, share this video, all of that good stuff. Let me get my folks on MX Network going and we'll get started, y'all. Shout out to everybody over here showing up. I wasn't planning on going live. This kind of was last minute, but no, I said I had to go live. We got some stuff to talk about. Of course, we have to address some ignorance. Always some ignorance, but I like to address the ignorance. I hope y'all don't have a problem with it because, the only way you can add ignorance is people not knowing. It's like say stupidness. Now, if you stupid, that's different than ignorant. So we're gonna address the ignorant people tonight. And we'll start off with that. Y'all do me a favor though, like this video, share this video. We're gonna see what's up when I go live at the last minute, see if YouTube be hating with them notifications. We're gonna see if they, they stop being buttholes. I did send out some emails though. We'll see. Usually I notify everybody earlier, but we'll see how this work out, y'all. All right. Shout out to everybody on MS Network. Hey, Denise. Y'all, we're gonna watch some news clips tonight and get into some stuff. So I'm wondering if I should just read the comment period, but it's a person who has people have said it, but it's one person who has gone all over any video about this topic, saying basically like we shouldn't care about this because it's the elite, it's wealthy people and it's all the superstars and stuff that got houses in Hollywood. So we're not supposed to care. Okay. So this is what he has said, and I just want him to know that he wrong as hell and he don't know what the hell he's talking about. Okay, so he need to go ahead and be quiet and watch the Michi show. Okay, but this is not something that just is affecting those people that he named, right? So we're gonna have that conversation first and foremost. I have some matter of fact, I have some people. I don't know if they're in the audience tonight. They might not be, because of course they are going through a bunch of bullshit right now. Right? They are going through their house being burned down, and they are definitely not the elite. They are definitely not Hollywood. They are ADOS, baby. Okay, because we don't scream that FBA bullshit over here. We don't do that. Okay. So how many of y'all let me know in the comment section, how many of y'all think this is not an issue that we should care about as Black people? Somebody said they were showing middle class Black, Spanish, and white folks betting their houses. Wait a minute, that was moving real fast. Their houses burned down, not only the so-called elite. Everybody's house is burning the hell down, but I'm gonna tell you why it's still an issue that we should be paying attention to. But it has affected some of our people. I don't know why people think that, right? Shout out to anybody that's in my chat right now, because we definitely do have some brothers and some sisters who have lost their house, right? So let me address that, okay? Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you on one of these news clips we about to watch tonight. They show you that there are more evacuations that are coming. Okay, they're going to show you where these fires are, because it's not just in Hollywood. Okay, that's not true. It's going to Hearst, Eaton, Burbank. I have a son, my Black son. Okay, is out in Simi Valley, and when I look at that map, it scared me because his power was out a couple of days ago, and he couldn't necessarily smell the smoke. But now he can smell the smoke, and looking at the map, Simi Valley is not that far from where these fires are now. So now they slowly reaching to where my child is at, and he is definitely a Black man. And if my son get caught up and he can't get out, guess what? His Black ass father, with his truck driving ass, is going to drive right up in there in that fire, put his life at risk, and go get our son and bring him home to his mama. So, and again, I have some people I want to send my condolences to them. And when I say condolences, they haven't lost family, but y'all must understand, getting your house burned down is devastating as hell. Okay? Shout out to you, Grace. Thank you for that donation. And thank you. She said, thank you for all you do. I want to thank you for all of your support. I really appreciate it. For everybody that has supported me all of this time. Again, Michi is Michi. I'm going to be me every day I wake up without an audience or not. But it would be no me without y'all, right? You are the ones that show up. Y'all the ones that support me. You come to the events. And if it wasn't people who wanted to take any information I have, guess what? I would turn this thing on and I'd be talking to nobody. So I appreciate your support. I want you to know I appreciate y'all just as much. But I put a video up earlier, you guys, and some of you may have already gotten this information from me because I talk about it all the time. But it really touched me yesterday. I was in the middle of making the video, and I got an email from a sister who said, Michi, I am in Eaton, and we have Black people out here. Our community did get gentrified some. I think she said about 30% of them are still ADOS in that community. She was cooking dinner. They knew about the fires, but it got to them in a way that they weren't expecting it. They didn't know it was coming that way. She said, I was cooking dinner, and the next thing I know, I was told I gotta leave. She said, and I left. And she said, and my house is gone. Gone, gone, gone. I quote her. Last gone was in all capital letters. I could feel her pain. But she said, but you know what? Because I listened to you, I have my bug out bag ready. She said, so when it was time to go, because they didn't really give us no real notice, I was able to grab the things that really mattered. I had it all together because I had listened to what you said, and I was able to, you know what I'm saying, get my bug out bag and be out. So we lost our house, but we alive. And I just thought that was really dope for me, for in the midst of all of that she's going through, losing her house and being in a fire, when you finally get into a safe space, the first thing you think to fucking do is to email me and tell me something. That's what's on your mind. So I am humbly grateful to know that when I give information, it be a lot of ignorant people, a lot of folks get cussed out, but a lot of y'all actually be listening, and y'all be like, Michi, the stuff you be telling me actually changed my life. I be thinking how these words really change somebody's life, but I guess for some of y'all it really do. So anyway, shout out to everybody that receives what I give. Okay, so I do want to throw that out there. But let me tell you something. A reason why we need to be paying attention to this fire is because let's say you thought that it was the elite. It was all of the people who got money. Well, if they will do this to them, what the you think they're going to do to you? Like when it comes to the corruption of your government and the things that your government does to people, you should pay attention to it all. Have I not told y'all before that America eats its own, right? So they do not care. They have these levels of who is more important and who is not, and who is more expendable than the rest, but they will get everybody. They don't care. They eat their own. They'll come for the poor white people. They'll come for the rich white people. They do not care if it's serving their purpose. Who you really, if you have listened to me talk long enough, who do I tell you that white supremacy is? Do I tell you that it's the white man that live down the street from you? Or is it even the white man at your job that you might know is racist? Is that who white supremacy is? No. There's another name. See, there are systems that allow people to be in the positions they are in, to do the things that they do. When we talk about systematic racism, which is what oppresses us the most, okay? Even when you talk about other folks of races who think that they're better than us, they're still conditioned by the system of television, the system of, being conditioned. So even they are allowed to even keep those attitudes and express those attitudes because of the actual enemy that we all fight against. And when we talk about who that enemy is, another word for white supremacy is your government, baby. You should pay attention to everything they do, no matter who they doing it to. Somebody said, well, Gavin Newsom ignored Trump's 9 years ago when they kept water from flowing in. Absolutely. We're going to play that. Trump had something to say about that. He been saying something. Shout out to you, Walter. Thank you for that donation. I appreciate you, Walter. Walter, you support every time a live go up. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Somebody said what you cook. Black too, I cooked quite a few things. I was in the kitchen a long time today. I be busy, so I guess I meal prep. Yeah. So I made some spaghetti. I put some beef in the crock pot, made some mashed potatoes. And I made homemade mashed potatoes. Let me tell y'all a quick story. Wait for these folks to get in here. I will never forget because my mother raised me to cook food. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't do no little peeler, that little peeler thing. That shit take all day. If you don't give me a knife so I can peel these damn potatoes. And I'll never forget, I was like 15 years old and I went to one of my friends' house and they had some instant mashed potatoes in the cabinet. And I was so confused. I was like, how the fuck do you put mashed potatoes in a box? I called my mama like, Mama, how is mashed potatoes in a box? I'm confused. Because all I ever seen my mama do was to peel some potatoes and boil them mugs. I couldn't comprehend it. Even when my mama explained, I was like, okay, I get it. So they're gonna pour some water in now. All right, they keep these potatoes. That shit was, I was 15 and didn't understand that because that's not how we eat mashed potatoes. But I made some mashed potatoes. I made some beef and gravy in my crock pot. I made some spaghetti. And that was it so far. So I'm probably gonna eat that and then the rest gonna go in the freezer for when I want some more another time. I was gonna make a couple more things, but then I got busy making my video. That's the time, y'all. Like I had to stop. I was in the kitchen. I recorded that, but then I had to get on CapCut and I had to put the video in, and then I had to add the news clips. That shit took away from my time, so I ain't get to make my other dishes, but I'll make them shits tomorrow. Yes, in my house we have an argument. I have my house like rice. I like mashed potatoes. Keep that damn rice, but I compromise sometimes. But ain't nobody home, so I'm eating mashed potatoes. I'm about to give them what they want. Y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video. Let's go ahead. Let me just go ahead and start off, and we're gonna get more into this conversation, right? Now, we're definitely gonna talk about the fact, even somebody who's like, don't nobody care. This is the elite. They need to worry about the poor people. Whatever. This shit is ridiculous. The way that it is spreading. Basically, the fire is just burning, and because the wind is blowing, there is no water. There's no water in the fire hydrants, y'all. I want y'all to like think about that. How do you live in California? California have fires all the time. Like I said in my video earlier, there are regions in this country that are known for certain things. Yes, that is the one thing you're supposed to have. Being a Jamaican, you ain't got no jerk seasoning in your cabinet, and you know that's against the motherfucking law. How do you be California and you don't have no water? First of all, you right by the water. Two, y'all have fires every time somebody breathe and they breath is hot and it hit the dry grass. How do you not have water? If y'all had nothing else, you better have some water. I don't understand that, right? So that alone says this is a setup. That's like being a bank and you don't have no alarm system and you leave the boat door open. This just don't even make no sense, okay? But y'all gonna find out too, y'all. We will get into this conversation a little more. 75,000 people in California just about 30 days ago had their fire insurance through their homeowners insurance canceled. None of this is a coincidence. People who have had fire insurance, when you buy a home in California, you get fire insurance. Just like when you get homes in certain places that they flood, you get flood insurance, right? So it comes apart with your home. These people have all of this fire insurance for their home. 30 days ago, you got insurance companies calling them up, and well, I don't know if they called them and just sent them a letter, but they canceled 75,000 people's insurance policy for fire. So all of those, well, that was just a coincidence. They just happened to do it before the most historic fire that's ever hit California hit. They just happened to do it. Happenstance, huh? Yeah, I know. Because that sound about real wrong. Anybody that believe that is a fool. There ain't no water in the fire hydrants. That ain't cancel people's homeowners insurance. And guess what? People, again, for folks who keep saying this say about black folks, I have had several black people. The lady who told me, Michi, I got my bug out bag ready, and two other people have already hit me up in my emails and said to me, my house burned down. The fires are still going. We are now away from the fire. We're safe. But I have already been called 20 and 30 times by investors wanting to buy my land that my house is on. Let that sink in. The fire not even over. And they've been being bombarded. How did you even get my damn number? And now they're being bombarded with calls and people want to buy they burnt down land Because that's all it is, because it's not no damn house on it no more. Somebody said, gee, that's real quick. Right, Emmanuel, that's quick, or was it planned? Right, Will said land grab. How you calling people asking them to sell their land and the fire is not even out yet? We don't even know what the full damage is yet. And people are already calling trying to buy their land. That's crazy as hell. Somebody said gentrification. Well, you know, Kenneth, I always say, and I've said this plenty of times, you know, because they're like in Hawaii, absolutely, right? Like I say though, you know, we say that we used to say what back in the day, they came in, they stole America and gentrified it, right? And they slaughtered everybody to take their land and stuff. They still kill people to take their land. Y'all know that? They still do it. They just don't come in and have a nice dinner with you before they do it. And then call it Thanksgiving. They poison the water, Flint. They do things to come into your community. They orchestrate constructed chaos, right? They have protests and turn them into riots, and they send in undercover people to start to burn down CVS's and loot things and tear stuff up. So then you will then, by the crowd effect, jump in and start tearing up your community too. And when you do that, you help gentrify your community. So 10 years from now, it's worth nothing. They come in and buy it for cents on a dollar and then turn around and turn it into a place that is so expensive now, your ass can't afford to be there. I always laugh, but not a funny laugh. It ain't ha ha. It's like a nigga really. In Detroit, we had by the water, because you know we right there by Canada, right? We had Boblo Island, and we would go across. We had Belle Isle Island, and we used to go over to Boblo. That's not there no more. But we had Belle Isle. You can't even walk on Belle Isle. Belle Isle was our spot. You can't even go out there and turn on your music, park your cars. There was a bunch of abandoned factories in Detroit, places we call Dead Man Curve, because when people would kill people, they would dump their bodies there, right? Or people would go in them abandoned warehouses, tie people up, do all that stuff you see on the movies and shit to them, and they be finding folks inside in buildings. Do you know they have taken all of those things that we call the place where they just dump bodies and stuff? They are now condos. They have turned those empty warehouses into condos that overlook the water, and they cost so much money. Negroes, if they take themselves down there, you might get called by the police for being in the wrong neighborhood. But this was our neighborhood. That's the craziest thing to me. When I go into Detroit and I just see all of these non-Black people, it do something to me. I don't even go home no more. I don't. Because when I go, it's not Detroit no more. Like Detroit was blackety black, 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 black. Like when you walked out your door now you had your couple poor white people that's mixing that, because of course, but they were still on 8 Mile. Like the Eminem story is true. He was on 8 Mile with the trailer park people. But when you was in Detroit, and then we have the Arabs. Okay, we have Arabs. They own all of the liquor stores. Okay, but other than that, it was just Black people. Police is Black. Everybody, the bus driver Black. Everybody driving around in cabs is Black. Everybody's Black. And now you go down there, and I go to places, and I go downtown, and I see people walking around at Halloween. I mean, in like superhero costumes, doing conventions, and homeless people. But even the folks that's homeless now sleeping downtown, they white. It's not home no more. It's not Detroit. I don't go home because it ain't home. Not no more. They gentrify communities all the time, and they will kill you to take your land. What you think Flint is? Do you think Flint is worth anything? Matter of fact, to this very day, do you know that Flint still got dirty water? Do Flint got clean water? Tell me something that I don't know today. Tell me something. Do Flint got clean water? Because last time I checked, and it was not that long ago, Flint still had dirty water. Do anybody know? Did they give them finally some good water? Ain't nothing that's been in the news. They show publicized how dirty it was and how long it was. When it was dirty like that and the water was towed up for many, many, many years, right? What was the property value for all of that community? I guarantee you, if you go up there and you look, when it's all said and done, that water is going to be clean. And when the water get clean, guess what? That property, because the value is coming down. Nobody wants to live there. The value is coming down. That water going to get clean and it's going to get fixed, but it's not going to get fixed until the investors come in. It costs so dirt cheap to buy the community, right? And they're going to buy the whole community. The water going to get fixed, and then it's going to be one of the most bustling, most expensive places. And your black ass that got poisoned and lived there with your kids and could barely afford anything, you would not even be able to be allowed to come in those communities because they're going to look at you like, what you doing over here? So yes, they will let a fire roar on that ass and kill everybody, burn down your houses just so that they can take your land. Absolutely. Somebody said from Flint, and it's still dirty today. Y'all mark my words. Y'all mark my words. That water gonna stay dirty. And when you ever find that the water has become clean, you are also going to find that Flint has been sold to the highest bidders. And the water will get clean and the buildings become new and the prices will push you out and you will no longer be able to live there no more. But the water will be clean, but only then will it become clean. Until then, it's going to stay the way that it is. Do you know that your property value is nothing because of that? I'm sure it costs nothing to come and buy a house or something in Flint. Flint ain't worth nothing. It's a beautiful place for an investor to be. Same thing is happening in California. So see, you should pay attention to the patterns of what's being done, regardless of who is being done to. And for the person who was like, yo, this ain't got nothing to do with our people, the bottom line is, if they will do this, if you think that everybody being birthed out in California is elite and rich people, that is not the truth. But if that's what you thought, if they doing this to them, that should make you say, well, goddamn, what would they do to us? It should show you how much at war we are at. And the enemy that we are under attack by don't live outside our borders, baby. That's why we don't recognize the war when it's being waged on us. You ain't never seen somebody you thought was safe from a certain thing or a certain individual, and then it got their ass, and you was like, well, goddamn, I knew for sure they were safe. So if they not safe, then what the hell do that mean for me and mine? Because we knew we wasn't safe, but I thought they were safe. Let's watch a news clip, y'all. I'm going to play this news clip. We're going to take our time tonight. I might even drop the link if there's anybody in here that's in California that would like to speak your piece. Now, not for nobody else, but if there's somebody in California, you want to talk to us, because the word on the street is always more right than the word coming from the media. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody think. The word on the street is always the real word. So again, I know that a lot of people in California have had to run, y'all dealing with stuff. But again, if any of y'all would like to speak your piece, let me know, because I will drop this link so that you can say what you have to say and we can hear from you what's really going on, because the news be on that bullshit. I don't listen to nothing they say. Let me see, y'all. What we gonna watch first? I got a couple news clips. We're gonna show the mayor. She was looking dumb as hell. I think this was the latest news clip. This was like an hour ago. Let's watch this one, yeah. Let's see what they got to say.
But first, another day of battling the horrific and devastating wildfires in Southern California. This as first responders search the damage in areas already burned to the ground. And good evening, everyone, at 6 o'clock. I'm Bill Ritter. Liz is off tonight. The mayor of Los Angeles says the city is finally making progress against the most devastating fire ever to hit Southern California. Nearly 180,000 residents forced out of their homes, and 200,000 other people have been given evacuation warnings. So many homes in so many neighborhoods reduced to rubble. The number is staggering. Thousands of homes and buildings destroyed. At least 5 people are dead. That number could easily rise. And fire crews battling flames in more than...
Now, let me pause this. Y'all see this little mouse? I want to show you something. The whoever the motherfucker was talking about this only white people in the elite. Do you see this fire in Hearst burning? See Simi Valley right there? That's where my black child is. So I don't know what you talking about, okay? That fire too close for me. It's real close for me. Okay? And mine.
Half a dozen areas around Los Angeles. Fears tonight that winds will pick up again and therefore increase the threat of more fires. We have two reports tonight. Chief Meteorologist Lee Goldberg on the worries about those more winds. But first, Eyewitness News reporter Josh Andre with the latest on the devastation in the nation's second biggest city. Josh.
Bill, in the past hour, President Biden announced the federal government will now pick up the tab to fight these fires, paying 100% of the cost for the next 6 months. But the damage, so much damage, is already done. The death toll stands now at 5, but today officials said they worry it could be even worse. Uncontrolled and insatiable, the storm of fire continued its march across parts of Southern California today.
Really never seen any destruction like this before. Everything is gone.
Wildfires incinerating neighborhood after neighborhood, and who knows how many homes. In Altadena, Brenda Mata found her house still in flames.
This is our retirement. This is our nest egg. This is where we moved in when we got married. This is where our son was born. This was our house, and it's gone. It's a total loss.
By Thursday afternoon, firefighters saw at least some hope, but they still struggled to contain at least 5 distinct wildfires.
We expect winds to subside somewhat, which will allow fire crews to increase containment lines. However, and I want to be very clear here as well, we are still under red flag warning with extreme fire behavior possibilities.
The devastation out there is catastrophic in California. Thousands of houses, schools, businesses burned to the ground. Communities wiped out, lives lost, families forever changed.
So far, firefighters have confirmed 5 fatalities, all in the so-called Eden Fire in Altadena in northeast LA County, where, in neighborhoods transformed to ash, authorities were planning the grim work to search for more casualties.
At one point, we'll be able to do a more thorough search of these impacted areas. Some of them look like a bomb was dropped in them, where we will be able to bring in canines and other things to help us hopefully not discover too many fatalities. That's our prayer.
Some homeowners have already started their search, shoveling through mountains of debris to find something, anything they might recognize.
I couldn't fathom. I never fathomed in a million years that this would happen. That's why I didn't grab anything.
There still hasn't even been a count of how many houses, how many businesses, how many livelihoods have been destroyed. But for tens of thousands of people, their lives are forever changed. And now they fear the wind may pick up again. Let's head over now to Chief Meteorologist.
We don't need to hear the meteorologist, man. So I want to point out a couple of things in that in that news clip. So when somebody said this only is happening to the elite, I swore I saw 2 black folks standing in that rubble. But this is the thing. The people who have money that are stars, they are probably going to be able to rebuild. It will be people that are our folks and that are not the elite that are actually going to feel the brunt of this more than anybody else, because they are not going to be able to rebuild. They are most likely those people who got their fire insurance canceled, right? Those are going to be the people that at whatever age they are, they have to start all over again, okay? So once again, our people will actually pay the price more than anybody else. They're not going to be able to start over, okay? They have been completely evacuated from their home. There is nothing to go back to. If you used to live in California, baby, you don't know more. You're going to need to find somewhere else to live. They have to pick up, relocate their whole life and don't have nothing. Shout out to you, Jack, over on MX Network. Thank you for that donation. He says, thank you for keeping us aware out here. We need to be prepared to bug out or stay in. Absolutely. And we're going to get into that too. And shout out to you, Michael B. Thank you. My sister queen, Mike B. from Cali. Another setup for real. Our fires down here only happen during these high wind events. Yes, people are dying in many homes, schools, and bridges, and much more. Yeah, people don't even think about that. Like a bridge burned down, that stops the travel and everything. But I want to point out a couple of things that was said in this, right? He said that 180 people, 80,000 people have lost their home. Okay. And he said 200 more thousand people have been asked to evacuate. That's a lot of damn people, y'all. That's almost 1 million people. That's a lot. They said everything that has been burned, that it has been over 200 acres the size of San Francisco, a whole city. That's not a little, y'all. That's a lot. You cannot tell me that in that number and in that size that these are all superstars. You don't know that many goddamn superstars. Do you know 200? Do you know 500,000 superstars? No. Okay. So let's be clear about that. And again, we got people, somebody said this is true. The few Black homeowners still in Cali are mostly those living in houses paid off. They were owned by our parents. Absolutely. Like that's the same shit that happened in Detroit. People owned their houses. They came in to gentrify. They ain't come through with a fire because they couldn't use that excuse. But they raised the property taxes on the houses, and then the taxes were much higher than the house was. People couldn't afford the property tax, so they lost their house. And then for the cost of the taxes, a couple $4,000 might not seem like a lot to an investor, but they come along and snatch up your whole house because you couldn't pay that. So again, remember, if everybody that's losing their house, it's going to be people like our people that's not going to be able to rebuild because they don't have the insurance, or they the ones got their insurance canceled. They don't have the means to rebuild again. And we have still yet to find out how many fatalities have happened. They haven't been able to put out the fire. Do you really think in all of this fire, there's 5 people that's gone? That's it? 5 people. Yeah, okay. I don't believe that at all either. So some people have lost their loved ones. Now, you see how it looked, and we said that it looked like a war zone. It is. I want y'all to look at it for what it is. It is. That's exactly what the hell it is. Do y'all remember when I told y'all to go look up DARPA website? Go look at DARPA website. DARPA is the website for the government's weaponry and the things that they have. And one thing I would like to know, is there anybody in the comments that can tell me, because I've been watching the news and I have yet, because I don't watch every news and I'm not going to watch it 24/7. I don't need to be watching about the fire 24/7. I just be on the phone, make sure my baby is okay. But other than that, I'm not watching these fires 24/7. Have they told us what caused the fire? That's what I want to know. What caused the fire? They keep talking about the wind is of course carrying the fire. Okay, I get that. But what started the fire for the wind to carry it? Do anybody know what started the fire? Do we know yet? We will say wind. That's what I keep hearing. Wind don't start fire. If I just go turn on the fan, some fire gonna erupt in my room. I don't think so. I don't think so. Somebody said they aren't saying. Okay, so I have not missed anything. So they have not said what the fire is from. Some videos are showing people committing arson. So wait a minute. So it's a video of people actually setting stuff on fire. I feel like they would have said that and said somebody was arrested for that. I don't know about that one. Somebody said laser beams like Hawaii. Okay, so when I asked you if you've ever been to the DARPA website, this is why I'm asking you. When I look at, do y'all remember the last fires that happened in California, even before Hawaii? Do y'all remember that? Now, if you go and look, you know that China has bought up so much land in this country. Do y'all know that? For as much as they act like China is our enemy, China owns a lot of land right here. Do y'all know that? And they got these super fast in China, these trains that's real fast in China, and they above ground. How many of you know that if you go look, that y'all remember the last fire that was in California? We was like, wow. And you remember they showed you, if y'all don't remember this, think about this now. I know that I talked about it when it happened. So when the fires came through, did y'all notice how the houses were burnt down and the fire was so hot that cars were like melted? I've never seen fire so hot that it made a car melt to where it was like melted metal on the ground. Okay. But then you look and the tree right next to the house and the car that was burnt down, the tree is fine. How the fuck the tree not burnt down, but the house and the car is, but the tree is untouched? Do y'all remember that? And if you look at the pattern of where the fire was, that time it's in the exact location where there are plans for there to be those trains and stuff like that built. My question would be, how do you make plans to build something where people already have homes? And in my mind, you don't set a fire that actually burns down everything except for trees, and this plant still standing, and this thing ain't burnt, but everything else is burnt to a pulp. It's burnt so much you got cars melting like the goddamn Terminator, like some liquid metal. It don't make no sense. That's not no regular fire, and those don't be no regular weapons that start them damn fires. Now I'm gonna tell y'all again, I ain't gonna get into them because you know who platform we on, y'all. Go to DARPA's website and go and learn about all of the weapons that the government uses. Now they'll tell you about their weapons. They tell you about their lasers. They tell you about their microwave weapons that they can hurt a whole crowd with it, to where it'll microwave your body in your insides, and so they'll point it at a crowd, and the waves will make you either move or either you're gonna get cooked from the inside out. And they'll tell you that these weapons are created because they're going to use them for the enemy. But for you to think that, let me put it like this: who you think their enemy is? Or you think they like us? You think they give a damn about their citizens? Is that what you thought, po thing? That's what you thought. I think that's what some of y'all thought. I'm gonna just put it like that. I'm sure y'all can put two and two together, right? Y'all think America ever been to war? And I ain't talking about the Civil War. You don't think we in war? You think the only war going on is in Gaza? Okay. What was that paperwork that was called? What was it? Was it, I might have it backwards. Was it silent weapons for quiet wars, or quiet wars for silent weapons? One or the other. You should go read the document. Now, they're going to tell you that this document is not a real document. I will tell you that, yes, the document is a real document, okay? And you should go read it, because you are used to a war being something that is dropping loud bombs, that it is clear who the enemy is, it is clear who their target is, and it is clear that there is a war being waged. Well, there's a such thing as a quiet war with silent weapons, and you don't realize that you are in that. I don't care what nobody say. I was born at night, but it wasn't like last night. You don't live in California, have all of these dang fires, but you tell me you have no water. Fires are not new to y'all. So the fires come and you don't know how they got started, and your ass can't do nothing about it. So now they just got to burn themselves out, so you don't have no water or nothing. Y'all canceling people's fire insurance 30 days before this happens. That means they knew. That's why they canceled the fire insurance, so they didn't have to pay all of these claims. How did they know something that's supposed to be a natural disaster? Did God tell them when they was in church on Sunday? And if God did, then why they ass didn't come back and tell everybody else? Because other than that, I'm not sure how you knew. But if you canceling all of these damn policies, I'm sure that you must have known. Then we got the dumbass mayor. Let's go look at her dumbass face. Let's go watch the dumbass mayor, y'all. So she was in Ghana, I don't know, eating fufu or something, but she was in Ghana. While all of this was going on. And then she came back from Ghana, and they caught her ass at the airport, and they went to ask her some questions, right? And I'm gonna let y'all see how she acted, I guess, and then we'll talk about it. But you a politician, bitch. Open your mouth and say something. You had a whole plane ride to think about what you was going to do and what you was going to say. And when you get off the plane and the news is in your face, you didn't expect that. And you ain't got nothing to say, not even, well, you know, I just got back. I will be looking into these things. I really can't answer these questions right now. This is a devastating thing, you know, and we are going to look into it. I will be giving my address shortly. Thank you very much for your comments. I send my condolences to all of the people, and we are going to do what needs to be done. Like, I'm not a politician. I could have been the bitch interpreter. She could let me speak for her. Gave me $100,000 and just wouldn't have been looking dumb. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a politician, but I would have said something. I want y'all to look at how dumb she looked. She looked like she was stealing some shit and got caught. You know how when you a kid and your mama or your daddy be like, why you do that? And you know damn well you wrong, and like they want to answer, but you wrong as hell, and you don't know what to tell them, and you don't want to admit you wrong, so you just like real quiet, and then that's when you get into the you better open your mouth for your ass and get in trouble, and you got to say something. This how she look. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Tell me this ain't what the fuck she look like. Watch. Watch. And why these motherfuckers gonna bring up Elon Musk? They stupid, but listen, y'all.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster?
Say something.
No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home? Madam Mayor, let me ask you just again, have you anything to say to the citizens today as you return?
Ma'am, hold on 1 second.
Madam Mayor, just a few words for the citizens today as you return to deal with the catastrophe.
Can you take this down? She had shit to say. I'm just telling you, I don't understand. She could even be like, get out my face. She didn't say nothing. You see how dumb she looked? Like she didn't understand English or something. Somebody said she was over. She was over and got to get her citizenship. She know what's up. She about to get the fuck out of Dodge because they done briefed her. She know what it's like. Her house probably got burned down too. They told her it was part of the ritual, what was going down. You know, she had to agree to it. But why she didn't say nothing, y'all? Like that just make her look dumb as hell. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of politicians who claim that they are supposed to be for the people, they speak for the people, but then don't have a damn thing to say. Like, ma'am, say something. We know that you didn't start the fire. You were gone. You can't say anything at all. And then you got dumbass Biden. I don't know if y'all seen Biden. This motherfucker talking about, yeah, well, my son's house burned down, but the good news is I just had another grandchild and I'm a great grandfather. Shut the fuck up. Nobody care about your grandbaby, sir. I'm sure before it's all said and done, you're going to find out somebody done lost their loved one. You do not care about that. This is what you want to say at a time like this. Maybe that's what it is until somebody put a piece of paper in front of them. They really just puppets. They don't know what to say. So since she didn't have, I don't know why they didn't give her a script while she was on a plane. You know, international flights take a while. You be on a plane for a while. So why they didn't get this type of a script so that she could be ready? You didn't know they wasn't going to be waiting for your girl. You didn't know they was going to be waiting for your ass. I don't know why you didn't know they wasn't going to be waiting for your ass. Nobody gave you a script. It's like without their script, they don't know what to say. Just like Biden, you don't give him a script. He put his foot in his mouth every damn time. And then when he got a script, you see the nigga reading, then he be stumbling and he be letting out Freudian slips and telling on himself. There was a video, I tried to find it. And there is a video, somebody sent it to me on Facebook, but I was trying to find a video on YouTube for y'all. I don't know if y'all remember, it was when he was showing up at another disaster. I think it was when everybody had the flood and he was outside and a Freudian slip came out this man's mouth. And what he decided to say is that they were going to ramp up their efforts, right, to make sure that weather was atrocious and things were going to get much harsh. This is basically what he said. Because they do control weather and things of that nature. Y'all don't know that yet by now. I had somebody come in my comment section and tell me that I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, that I sound dumb like a conspiracy theorist and I got a tin hat. Like, are we clear? Is there anybody that don't know that the government has weather modification capabilities? Y'all don't know that they like seed clouds. Y'all don't know that they can make rain. Y'all don't know that they can alter weather. Y'all don't know that? Like, that's old news. Is there anybody here tonight that doesn't know this? Like, some of us really just got to get informed. I swear to God. Somebody said HARP and CERN. They don't know. That DARPA, HARP, CERN. Why don't you go to the website? CERN is actually a governmental website as well. Do y'all know what CERN is? CERN is supposed to be the most elite scientists from all around the world. Do you know the last thing that CERN was trying to do? Do y'all know? Let me put on my tinfoil hat because y'all swear it's a conspiracy, baby. You should go to CERN's website. The last thing that I read that CERN was trying to do a couple of years back while we was all running around, at home stuck in our houses a couple of years back, CERN was actually trying to rip a hole in the atmosphere so that they could enter portals to other dimensions. Now, you call me crazy if you want to. All I know is that the government has an organization called CERN. They are scientists, and these motherfuckers is trying to rip a hole in the universe to open up to another dimension. That's what they said. Don't tell me. I don't know what I'm talking about. If you think anybody's smoking crack and having, hallucinations, then you go talk to them, because this is what they do. This is not what I said. This is what they say. That's the crazy thing, is that the government that we have, like, they think they're God. And you don't think when somebody starts trying to play God, weather is God's domain. God creates weather. It's called Mother Nature. God creates life. It's called a man and a woman coming together and procreating, okay? But now we have people who want to rip open portals and get to the angels. You're supposed to die first to go see them, okay? I don't know what you're trying to see. You can call some spirits if you want to. I can introduce you to a voodoo priest. I mean, if you would like to be introduced to some spirits, goddammit. But y'all trying to rip up. You trying to go gentrify the heavens. What's wrong with y'all? You're trying to take over weather when that's not your position either. And now they talking about creating babies. Y'all think I'm playing? Y'all should go and check it out. I'm not making any of these things up. They all exist. They are there. They are on government websites. If you would just go look at them. How many of y'all actually look at government websites? How many of you have ever gone to the CDC? Do you go to the CDC? Have you been on the CDC recently? To go and see what viruses are they looking at? What is the World Health Organization saying? All of this stuff be in our face, but we just don't go look at it. Go look at DARPA if you want to know the weapons that your government has created and the effects of them. So when they show up on the American people, you know how to recognize them. Go and look at CERN if you want to know what the scientists that they have are trying to do. Go look at HARP if you don't believe that they do control the weather. This stuff be in your face. We're going to have another video about MK Ultra, because I don't know if a lot of y'all think that is real, but MK Ultra is very real. And I think it played a part in what happened in New Orleans. I really do. I do not think that it is. Do y'all think it's a coincidence that the man that shot at Trump, do y'all even notice? The man that shot at Trump, the man who blew up his Tesla in front of the Trump Towers, and the man that did what he did in New Orleans, do y'all know that all three of them were in the military? And not only were they in the military, they were all at the Fort Wayne base. They came from the same military base. Do y'all know that? I think that's just a coincidence? If you go and look at Fort Wayne and that base, and you learn what's at that base, what you will find is that Fort Wayne's base is very heavily guarded, and that there are things that they do in secret in there, and they don't necessarily let people just in and out of there like other bases, right? There's a lot of secretive stuff that goes on there. So all of them coming from the same exact place, and they're in the military. Y'all don't think that got a coincidence? And then in the last couple of months, what, 6 months maybe, from them trying to shoot Trump to the thing blowing up to the day, you don't think that that's a coincidence? I mean, you think that's a coincidence? You don't think that shit is done on purpose? Y'all better open up y'all damn eyeballs before you look up and your house be on fire and you be thinking this just some natural shit. So we saw the mayor looking like a badass kid who didn't want to admit she did something wrong. She couldn't get 2 words out her damn mouth. I am offended that this bitch is a politician. I really am. But she decided to open her mouth eventually. So let's see what she did say when she opened up her mouth. Let's go and watch that now.
Let's go right over here in the front.
Yeah, Josh Haskell, ABC7 Eyewitness News. Mayor Bass, I've been on the fire lines the last 2 days. I've never seen firefighters this desperate. At fire hydrants, water not coming out, the pressure so low, the number one tool that they use to fight these fires, not there. How frustrated are you about that? And also, I'm getting texts right now from the Palisades Highlands community. We're almost 48 hours after this fire started. There's not resources up there. The hydrants aren't working. Where's the National Guard? Where are miles and miles of water tenders? How are we addressing this? Your reaction.
First of all, you asked me, was I frustrated by this? Of course, because we all know that this has been an unprecedented event. We also know that fire hydrants are not constructed to deal with this type of massive devastation, and that the number one problem, especially on Wednesday, was the fact that we weren't able to do the air support because of the winds. And so, of course, I am absolutely frustrated by that. I am not sure that is correct, that there are no resources up there, but rest assured, as soon as we are done here, I will follow up on that.
But those homes, the first day and a half, there were homes up there that had been protected by the fire. And then I went up there yesterday and there were
that had been protected?
That it basically had been saved. Obviously, the fire's moving different directions, but when I went up there yesterday, there were not a lot of resources. We drove around, and then I know that things got worse up there. I'm just wondering, now that we move 48 hours past, how are we addressing these water problems that are continuing? And is it acceptable that they continue?
Well, let me just say that the water problems are a little better now because the winds are such that we can go up and have the air support. And you know that was the reason that the devastation was so bad, the unprecedented wind, the strength of the wind, and the fact that the air support could not go up.
And if Chief Crowley wants to talk to this, there have been many fires before where air support.
I'm sorry, I was muted, y'all, just running my mouth. Okay, let me rewind it back. What I said was, it was Fort Bragg, y'all. I said, what did I say? I said Fort Wayne. I said, I got it wrong, but I'm glad y'all got it right. That means a lot of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So it was Fort Bragg, y'all. But I said, I guess she do know how to talk because now she's speaking. But what I think is very, what is very interesting, y'all, is that she says, like, we couldn't deal with this because of the winds. The wind was a problem. When you guys have, when you guys have, y'all can't hear me? Y'all must be behind because my sound is back on. Y'all can hear me now? Yes, no? Y'all can't hear me? Oh, somebody said it's okay now. I'm good. Okay, so a lot of y'all know what, y'all. I'm gonna take that rewind off my show because y'all be y'all be rewinding, y'all be a little late. Cause I've been taking off mute a minute ago. Y'all still like, bitch, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Okay, so it's a delay for y'all. Okay, I'm glad it worked fine now because I was about to say, well, if it don't work, then I guess Jesus just want this lie to be over because I don't know what to tell y'all. But listen, y'all. So what I find interesting though is that she's talking about the wind, right? When we talk about California fires, y'all, the wind is always a factor. So how is it that y'all have fought fires before and you don't already know that that's a factor? Then when she says that the hydrants are not built to deal with that, but some of them hydrants didn't even have no damn no water in them. So what is you talking about? Right? I don't understand. Like, y'all have had plenty of fires. Y'all, the fire hydrants are never going to put all of the damn fires out. Y'all had to bring planes before. Why are they talking like they have never, ever had to deal with the fire before and they had wind issues and the fire was a couple of days burning? Wind wasn't a factor. This is always a factor when California have fires. What the fuck is she talking about? They be talking to people saying anything. Let me also point out something else. Did y'all notice that Biden, I told y'all, now Biden, he like giving away all the money. Now, some of y'all gonna say, well, the federal government should step in. They talk about they're going to help California clean up. They are going to foot 100% of the bill, right? They're going to foot 100% of the bill. I have a problem with that. You want to know why? Because once again, like we are not already in a bind, Biden is just so quick to give all our damn money away. California don't have its own resources. Don't y'all charge taxes to people? All them goddamn fancy shops, y'all got fancy houses. People don't pay damn taxes in California. Why is it the federal government's job to have to then turn around and take care of all of this? And watch this. The government is not finna help an individual. You think the government finna give you some money? What they gave everybody back in them floods? What they gave them? How much they gave them? Y'all remind me, because you let me tell her. I'll tell you it was $50. How much they was giving everybody? Was it $5.50, $7.50? What they was giving them when they was in the when they just had them floods? Y'all think they finna give y'all something? $7.50. Okay, because I was gonna say $50. Same thing. You done lost everything in your house. With the $750 is like $50. It ain't nothing. Okay, nothing. So what they gonna do if they give you anything, a little check? But let's be clear, you know where most of that money is gonna go to? It's gonna go to cleaning it up. So now that they done burnt it all down and they got all of this land, they are getting ready to then take federal dollars and come in and they about to clean up all the rubble. Everybody, people lost so much stuff. Even people lost their cars. Did y'all see where they had everybody get out their car because they was in a traffic jam? Then they came through and bulldozed and pushed everybody's car to the side. People lost their house, damn it, even their car. They ain't got nothing. Nothing. So what they finna do is take that federal money. One more thing they finna tack on to Trump. They trying to get Trump all kind. They trying to shit on him before he get in the office. They want this man to have everything in the world to have to contend with, so that when he's in there and he's not able to make things the way they need to be, then they can say, see, he's a bad president, because they don't want to be considered a bad administration. I don't care what nobody say. The past 4 years have been horrible as hell. This administration has been bad as hell. We have had some bad administrations, but this was one of the worst. Let's be honest. The way they have just thrown away our resources, the way they have done ridiculous ass shit. Let all these immigrants in here just giving money away willy-nilly, steady giving money away for wars. This is one of the worst administrations we've ever had. And it's like, of course, Biden gonna say, oh, don't worry. We're gonna pay 100% of the bill. Yeah, you would say that, bitch, you leaving. How you writing checks and you leaving in 5 minutes? Sir, sit your whole ass down and shut up. We didn't ask you. Because that money is not going to help people. For those of you that are in LA and these fires keep burning, they started in one place and now they keep going. So on one of these news clips, it's kind of the same stuff, but I'll play this one too, just for the new people that done came in, so we can, get updated on where everything is at. But they're going to tell you that they're not going to be able to really talk about the direction of the fires and them being completely out for about a week. Can you imagine how much shit going to burn in a week? So when all of that is said and done, you're going to have a lot of land and a lot of trash and cars and houses and rubble and debris. They're going to use federal dollars to come in and clean up all of that land. So who's benefiting from that? The government, California, are the investors who's then going to come in and buy up all of that land dirt cheap and build whatever they want to build, or China going to build whatever they want to build, or whoever the hell is buying that shit up. But it's going to benefit those people. That I'm going to help everybody. The government going to put you in some little dirty shelters. You know, they're going to build some little shelters for y'all real quick like they did the immigrants, okay? But see, these people coming out of their houses, they did not walk 72 million miles, come over here in the ass of a donkey. They didn't shit in holes and eat off the ground and go through all kind of shit to get here, okay? So when they got here, they grateful for that little raggedy ass shelter they built. These are people who are being put out of their home, something they have paid for their whole entire life. Done paid their house off, ain't got no check coming from the insurance company, ain't got nothing. Ain't got to start all over, and they ain't gonna hand you nothing but a dirty shelter with a whole lot of germs going around at the same time, where everybody keeps screaming all these different viruses that's popping up. Have y'all been paying attention to that too? That's what they're gonna offer you. A dirty shelter with viruses everywhere, okay? FEMA trailer in the desert, somebody said, right? The people who are going to benefit from this Biden, we're going to pay 100%, is going to be the government and the city of California, the state of California, as they are coming into all of these cities and they're cleaning up all of the rubble. Now they're clearing it to make it nice and clean for who? Not for you to come back. You can't build and come back. It's going to be very interesting to see what's done with all of that land after they clean it up. You ever noticed that the government don't come through after we have a protest? And the city get tore up and everything get burnt up and burnt down, and it's all kind of messed up buildings and everything is tore up. Do you ever see the government come in and say, we're going to 100% come in here and clean your city back up, build your city back up after George Floyd? Did they do that? All of the riots and protests we see, it shouldn't matter if it's a fire or caused by the government or if it's a fire caused by the people, but in riots, people burn shit down. Do they come and fix that when that would be nothing compared to what they about to spend for California? But the government, but Biden talking about we're going to 100% pay for that because he's trying to throw money away willy-nilly. You're not going to get that money to the people. So I disagree with that statement that he made. I think it's dumb as hell to do that. But let's watch another news clip. Y'all follow the new people came here. Y'all do me a favor. Like this video, share this video, subscribe if you have not. You know, if you don't mind listening to a lady who cuss a whole lot and give you a whole lot of information though, y'all. And if you do not want to watch this video with commercials in it, you can look in the description of this video and you can get your link to MX Network, my network, where I let loose a little bit more because I can't say everything I be wanting to say over here. I get in trouble. I just got my monetization back. They don't like me over here and they probably gonna take it back any minute now. But anyway, y'all can come over here and get your subscription for free if you do not want to watch commercials that are on this video over here on YouTube, y'all. But let's watch another news clip. Let's see what these news folks got to say. Let's watch we're gonna watch a different one this time. I think this is the one where they said that they'll let you know what's good in about a week, bruh. A week. But let's see what they got to say.
We want to check in now on our breaking news in Southern California, where powerful winds have been fueling deadly wildfires, have already destroyed thousands of homes and are threatening to consume even more.
WGN's Jenna Barnes joining us now with the efforts to contain them. And there's another fire now.
Yeah, authorities have been warning that the risk isn't over yet, and we've just learned of a new fire that's erupted. This is video of the Kenneth fire. It's in the Calabasas area. This is northwest of downtown LA, northwest of the Palisades fire. New evacuations have been ordered there as President Joe Biden announces a surge in federal resources to aid in the firefight and the recovery.
The picture of unfathomable devastation becomes even more sobering from above. Entire neighborhoods burned to the ground. In these photos, few homes in the path of the Palisades fire remain standing.
I told the governor and local officials, spare no expense to do what they need to do and contain these fires and in their communities that have really been devastated.
President Joe Biden announcing this afternoon the federal government will cover 100% of the cost of the disaster response in Los Angeles for the next 6 months. Expenses that include first responder pay, debris removal, and temporary shelters for the thousands who've had to flee their homes.
You're living through a nightmare, I know. And I promise you, we're going to help you get through this.
Though firefighters are starting to make progress against the historic wildfires, they warn the threat isn't over, anticipating wind gusts to pick back up tonight into next week.
Please, if you're told to evacuate, evacuate.
This is absolutely an unprecedented historic firestorm, but we are all hands on deck.
180,000 people in Los Angeles County are currently under evacuation orders, with nearly 200,000 more under evacuation warnings, told to get ready to flee. This map shows where the fires are burning around LA. Combined, they've consumed about 45 square miles, roughly the size of San Francisco. The destruction visible in satellite images that capture what neighborhoods looked like before the fires began Tuesday and after. The Eaton fire burning in Altadena and Pasadena claimed at least 5 lives. One of the victims is Sherry Shaw's brother.
When I went back in and yelled out his name, he didn't reply back, and I had to get out because the embers were so big and flying like a firestorm that I had to save myself.
Amid stories of tragedy, there is also some relief. In the Hollywood Hills, improving weather conditions allowed crews to attack this fire by air, stopping its growth. That meant thousands in the densely populated and historic area could return home.
But more than 5,000 homes and businesses have been destroyed, and the LA County Sheriff believes the death toll will rise as search teams begin their work looking for possible victims in the rubble. Ray and Micah.
Thank you, Jenna.
Again, y'all, they didn't tell you that all of this is stopped. They said in Hollywood. Now, my question is, that is not where the fire started. So why is that the first place that they used their effort with them goddamn planes? That is not where the fire started, y'all. But they talking about they've made some headway there. Why is that where they went first? Why y'all go there first? Because that's definitely not where the fire started. Why you ain't in all these other places? You see how they play us? Somebody said this ain't had nothing to do with Poe and with black folks. Yes, it do. Yes, it do, because that's who's going to continue to get played, y'all. Somebody said they're trying to blame this on Trump. Trump had something to say. Y'all want to see what Trump had to say? Let's play what Trump had to say about all of this. Let me find my Trump clip. You know, he got some smart shit to say. He always got some smart ass shit to say. Let's see what he had to say. I didn't watch this yet, so I don't know what he said.
In California, Mr. President, during the pandemic, you often said that you didn't believe that you should bail out blue states that you believe were being mismanaged. Given your criticism of Governor Gavin Newsom, are you willing to work with him, and do you believe that federal aid should be provided to California for as long as it takes?
Well, it's very sad because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You'd have tremendous water up there. They send it out to the Pacific because they're trying to protect a tiny little fish, which is in other areas, by the way, called a smelt. And for the sake of a smelt, they have no water. They had no water in the fire hydrants today in Los Angeles. It was a terrible thing. And we're going to get that done. It's going to finally be done. I got it done from the federal side, and he didn't want to sign it, but it's not going to happen again like that. There's no reason. Can you imagine? You have farmers that don't have any water in California. They have plenty of water. They don't have a drought. They send it out to the Pacific, and it's crazy. So what's happening in California is a true tragedy. I know those areas very well. I have many friends living in those houses. That is a true tragedy. Nobody ever thought. I mean, virtually Beverly Hills and areas around Beverly Hills are being decimated. The biggest homes, some of the most valuable homes in the world are just destroyed. I don't even know. You know, you talk about a tax base. If those people leave, you're going to lose half your tax base of California. This is a true tragedy, and it's a mistake of the governor, and you could say the administration. They don't have any water. They didn't have water in the fire hydrants. They don't have water. And yet they have, the water comes from, you know where? Up north. And it comes down at levels, they give millions and millions of barrels of gallons of water that they have, and they send it out into the Pacific. For the Pacific, it's like a drop, it's nothing. But for California, it would take care of the whole state. So what's happened is a tragedy, and the governor has not done a good job. With that being said, I got along well with him when he was governor. We worked together very well, and we would work together. I guess it looks like we're going to be the one having to rebuild it. But what happened there, I don't think there's anything that I've ever seen quite like it. And the insurance companies are going to have a big problem because you're talking about big, big dollars.
Well, again, somebody said he don't know what you're talking about. Somebody said he looking what you say, he got his winter coat color on. He ain't got no orange in sight. I think personally he been wearing blackface recently. He is a little tanned right now, but it was about a month ago. Cause y'all be mad at Trump. I don't know why I ain't hear nobody black say this. But he was wearing blackface, y'all. It was one point that he was a little too brown. He wasn't orange, he was brown as hell. When he first won, it's like he went and put on a shade of brown for the for his winning. Yeah, I guess he said if Kamala could be black, shit, I could be black too. Somebody said that he sounds stupid. I don't know if he sounds stupid. I actually do not think that Trump is a stupid man. I really don't. He said a lot of shit, and he makes some sense. When he looked at the camera and he told us a month ago, he said, those drones belong to them. I don't know why they just don't tell the American people what they're doing. Those are their drones. They're full of shit, right? When he said that, very smart man and told the truth. But then they asked his ass, have you been briefed on the drones? And he said he's not going to speak on that. Very smart man. He knows not to tell on himself. Shout out to you, Minnesota County Unsolved Crime Channel. I did subscribe to your channel. You ain't got no stories on there. You gotta go make some stories, bro. Somebody said too, did I get the super chat? That reminded me while I was playing the clip. I think it was Little Mama or something. Yes, if y'all put a super chat, I hope if somebody put something, I didn't miss it. If you do a super chat, I always read them. Even if I don't see the other comments, I always see those. But yes, they YouTube ain't done me and just they be giving me my money right now. They just be suppressing my notifications. But I just don't know how long it's gonna last. We'll see how it lasts. It do. If it don't, it don't. That's why I got MX Network, y'all. I'm never gonna cry if YouTube be like, oh, you're unmonetized. I feel like when I wasn't monetized, they actually sent out more notifications. I could come in here and have 2,000 people like I got now on a regular night, right? On a night like this, there'd be like 3,500 people in here. So I feel like ever since they monetized me, they actually suppress my views. They don't really send out my notifications like they used to. I actually used to get more when I wasn't monetized. So I don't get no damn. Y'all just remember that if they unmonetize me, that's one thing. If they kick me off YouTube, that's another thing. Y'all know where y'all better come find me. Where y'all can come and find me. So yeah, I don't think that Trump is stupid in what he said. Like Gavin Newsom has had some issues, is everywhere. He's being criticized by everybody when it comes to the water issue. But let me point out something that Trump said that y'all should also be concerned about, right? So when you look at the fires, you might think it don't affect me. Somebody said it's only elite people, rich people, white people. It shouldn't matter to us. That's not really true. But he brought up the farmers. Like in all of that land being burned, how much land is being burned to stuff that we need? Is there livestock that has died? Like you don't really know the whole story yet, y'all. Somebody said all of this because of a fish, like an episode, like the Simpsons episode. So it was an episode about the Simpsons, about a fish and no water and fires in California. I believe it. But see, let me tell y'all something without laughing. Like the reason why the Simpsons can do all of that and y'all watch it and they get it right every time is because this is playing. Like, who owns the Simpsons? That's the question that I would want to have. That's what I would want to have somebody answer for me. Who owns the Simpsons? Who is the person that creates the Simpsons? Thank you for the donation. You said, did Tariq Nasheed house burn up? FBA mansion. I don't know. Is that in Hollywood? Shout out to you, Shelly. I wonder if those houses had blue roofs. If they would have caught on fire. Well, thank you for the super chat. All I know is people say that that's crazy and about the Simpsons. And I will tell y'all this. Whoever writes the Simpsons, they're not psychic. They have not tapped into a crystal ball where they can see the future. It's called priming, right? And so I tell y'all this all the time. If you paint, this is the easiest way I can explain it to you. If you throw a coat of primer on the wall, one coat, that means you can use less paint and the paint is going to stick. So if you prime it and then you put the paint on, it's one coat versus 2 or 3 coats. So priming of your mind is where they will show you something before it actually happens so that it will kind of make it easier for you to accept and easier for you to receive when these things happen, right? Like some of these things, if they just went down and you didn't have no priming beforehand, you might really flip out and you might be like, this is crazy. You might rebel against these things too much. You might ask too many questions. You might actually get up as the American people because it is way more of us than it is of them. And you might actually feel some type of way. Shout out to you, Aisha. Did I say your name right? Probably said it wrong. Forgive me. Thank you for that super chat. So this is why they show you this stuff ahead of time, right? So for example, if they never showed you the Jetsons, if you never saw the movie I, Robot, if you never saw Terminator, if you never saw all of these movies with all of this AI stuff, with drones flying around, with drones talking to you like the police over your head and all of them damn movies, The Fifth Element, if you never saw flying cars on the Jetsons, if you never saw all of these different things, right, then all of a sudden, if they just showed you AI, you wouldn't be so interested in it. You would be like, wait a minute, hold on. That's kind of creepy that you have a whole robot that's built like a person. Shout out to the new subscriber in the house. Thank you for subscribing. You might not be as excited to see these things, but the first thing your ass say when you see something you done already seen on TV or The Simpsons, you oohing and ahhing like this was just like on TV. You see the flying car by Sony, and the first thing we say is, this is like the Jetsons. So you a little bit more adapted to it. It's not the first time you saw it, and when you saw it in a non-reality situation. So when they bring it into your reality, you really don't understand how the reality is different from the television. The reality is actually something that is going to destroy you, that is going to hurt you, that is not going to benefit you. Because it was cool on TV, and it's cool when you see it now, but what they didn't tell you on TV that was fictional, but is your reality, is that AI is going to take all of your jobs. The reality is them cool ass drones that's flying around that you think are so amazing are going to be used for you to be in an open air prison, baby, that is going to follow all of your moves, everything that you do, going to know who you is. The reality of you having those face things that you do on there, and they tell you, oh, do this, and let's see how you look as a baby. Let's see how you look as an old adult. Let's see how you look in all of these different stages. Do you know what they're doing? They're using your face to gain facial recognition. There will be nowhere for you to run or hide. Those drones will know you and follow you better than any policeman ever could on foot. You tired of the police? Oh yeah, they want you to scream defund them because they plan on defunding them. Because once they are gone, you are going to be policed by AI, baby. They don't need a whole bunch of police to come get you because they're going to have dog police. They already got them. Y'all laugh at them, but it's not going to be no laughing matter. And the reason why you laugh at them and you can get comfortable with them, the reason y'all laughing at them snitch bots that roll around, that just be surveying everything. Y'all like, how does the police bot? It can't do nothing. It's watching everybody. What are you talking about? It's surveying you. It's watching you, it's listening to you, it's looking at everything you do, and it is giving data back, and it is reading your algorithms of the land and whatever city it is conveying. And you think it's okay, and you laughing at it because the motherfucker looked like, what was the robot on Star Wars? Not R2-D2, was that the one, but the little round one. Like, you already saw the shit in the movie. I'm not really in the space movies, so I don't really remember. I ain't really watch Star Wars like that. But you know what I'm talking about. And Troy said a good thing. He said that robots don't have the bots don't have no emotions. So if you think that a person that's policing you can have biases, be racist, have all of these things that's wrong with them, imagine when you are dealing with a robot that has been programmed to do one thing. And if it's been programmed to kill, baby, it's gonna kill. And it don't get no damn. It don't care that you a kid. I have no feelings. It don't care that you somebody mama. It don't have no feelings. Whatever it has been programmed to do, that's what it do. And there is no talking it out of what it does. It is no having no emotion, no sympathy. If I'm programmed to do this thing, this is what I do. It was 3 CPO. Yeah, that was it. You know what I'm talking about though, right? Thank you, because I couldn't think of the name of it because I hate fighting in space movies and shit. I ain't never been into them. That's a scary movie. You tell me a good horror movie, I'll watch that shit. Now, some crime shows. Yeah, but I ain't into them space shows. But you know what I'm talking about. But because you saw it on TV first, wasn't it more able for you to receive it when you saw it in real life, you laughed at it. And it made you think of the same thing that I just said. So you thought it was okay. It's not okay. Because the movies didn't show you the reality that it's going to have on your life. 13 million of y'all finna lose your job. You are about to lose your job. And you're the first batch. And who are those 13 million people? Well, that would be our fast food workers, baby. They already got a robot. It's called Kitchen Man or whatever the fuck his name is. But this one robot makes the orders, wrap the orders. They take the job of like 5 fucking people. They only need one person to work in the restaurant now. You know, all these restaurants that are closing, well, they're closing because they getting ready to actually come out with new restaurants that need to be updated. Did you hear Wendy's was closing all kind of restaurants that they got? Hundreds and hundreds of them. And they said they're not going away. They just need to update them. They need to update them with the new technology. So that's what the primers are for. So when you watch The Simpsons, because I didn't forget where I was. Y'all be thinking I be going out. Please, if y'all not new here, y'all tell these folks. I would take you down the rabbit hole and then I'll snatch your ass back up to where we started. So when we talking about The Simpsons and we were talking about the episode of the fish and Gavin not wanting to do what he needed to do with the water because he want to save this fish. Fuck them fish, you know how many human beings are just lost their life? And you said it's just like the Simpsons episode. So is it like the Simpsons episode, or is the Simpsons episode telling you what was about to happen? Because it already knew. That should tell you that some of these things are planned. This ain't no Magic Simpson show. It's planned. That's how they know. You should find out who writes The Simpsons, who okays that, who owns that. That's the person you should keep your eye on. They are well connected to everything that is happening. There's no way in hell that they know all of this stuff. This is why I say people are puppets. While we on that, let me give you an example. Do y'all remember the Simpson episode where Trump became president before he ever became president? Y'all might say, okay, that's one thing. Let's take it to another level. So, do you remember the episode of The Simpsons? Not only was he the president, he was coming down the conveyor belt. I mean, not the conveyor belt, the escalator. Conveyor belt is in a manufacturing company. He's coming down the escalator. Well, shit, it might as well be a conveyor belt. His ass is manufacturing. All politicians are. He's coming down the escalator and he's there on the escalator and he has on a blue suit and he has on a red tie, I believe. This is what he's wearing in The Simpsons. Then years later, this motherfucker becomes the president. Now that's one thing, but let's take it to another level. He has a scene where he's coming down the escalator at a mall and people are all behind him. He is in the same damn suit with the same damn tie on. So let me break that down for you. Somebody picked out that location for him that day. They picked out his suit and they picked out his tie. They knew The Simpsons had already played that and primed your mind and got you ready. So they made him get in that scene. They made him wear that outfit that damn day. It was all programming. It wasn't happenstance. It wasn't some magical miracle. All of these people work together in unison. Trump was told what to wear that day. Now, whether or not Trump knew it, I don't know. He might not even know, but he was told what to put on that day. You want to know who you should pay attention to? Find out who the fuck on The Simpsons and who okay them goddamn series like that. That's who you should be paying attention to. Because they are using TV to prime your mind and to get you ready for whatever the hell it is. Just like this news that we be watching. The shit we've been watching about this fire is not the half of the story, and we don't know if it'll ever be told. You're going to have to learn the real story from the real people in the real streets that are out there in LA. They're not going to tell you the real number of the deaths. They're not going to tell you the real devastation. They're not going to tell you the real reason of what they're doing. And they're not going to tell you how much the government claimed they're going to cover 100%, but they're going to treat the people like shit while they spend most of the money on clearing that damn land. For what? That's what you should be. I told you when it comes to your government, what is the two things you need to ask? What is going on here and why? Why is this happening? There is a why to this that you do not know. And one thing that Trump brought up when he talked about the farmers. So let's talk about that. You think this won't affect everybody far and wide? Do you know if there are cattle dead? Do you know if farms have been burnt down? Are crops gone? And if they haven't this far, are they going to be gone before it's all said and done? Then we're going to hear there's a shortage. And how will those things be replaced? Because the farms that get burnt out will never return. California got farmland. So what happens to all of that? They won't even speak on that. You will have to speak to the farmers yourself to even hear that. The news not going to tell you that part. So let me throw some other stuff at y'all, and then I'm going to get the hell out of here. Because we done said an hour and 24 minutes. That's all we've been here. I feel like I've been talking for 3 damn hours. So I want to throw some stuff at y'all. You know how you have a game and they have this speed round and you just throw shit at people? You know what I'm saying? And see what first word come to their mind. So I'm going to throw some shit at you I want you to ponder on when you get off of here, on top of all of this stuff that is going on right now, okay? I want you to remember that January 19th is coming, and I believe that that is the day that the port protests will come back if they have not found an agreement, okay? Just keep that in mind. Port protest was paused. The 19th, I believe, is the day. I could be off by a day or two, but it's around that time, okay? If they don't get what they wanted was for them to promise that they would not automate the port so that they could keep their job. They would never get that promise. Automation is where we're going. So just put that in your pocket and hold on to it for a moment and see what happens, okay? I want to remind you all, and if you go look at the news, we have issues when it comes to what? California. California was having an issue before this issue. Do y'all remember what the issue was? The issue was state of emergency. Did they not declare that because y'all got the bird flu going on out there? Now you about to have a whole bunch of displaced people staying in shelters. Put that in your pocket and think about it for a moment and just see what happens, okay? I want to remind you that there is a storm that is across the rest of this nation that is not being burnt down on the West Coast right about now, okay? So you have truck drivers that are not able to get to their location. People are already running to grab things off of the shelf. And there's a lack of things because truck drivers are not able to go out and do what they need to do right now in this storm, okay? Before I leave out of here, I do want to show y'all one more news clip that don't have nothing to do with these fires. So while we're talking about the fires, let's not forget what's going on in the rest of the world right now, well, country right now, right? So let's go to that really quickly. Now, I've talked to y'all time and time again about being prepared. I did a video earlier. If you did not watch it, go over there and watch it if you're new to me. If you're not new to me, then you may have already heard this information. But I'm simply going over a bug out bag and a bug in bag. For those of y'all that was in California, anybody in a situation like a fire, I bring that shit up all the time. You should have your stuff in a place ready to go. I'm not going to go over everything that is in a bug out bag because those people needed to leave quickly. So what do you need to leave a place quickly and still have what you need to be able to survive? Shout out to the people that were in California that hit me up and said, Michi, my house gone. I had to go, but because I listened to you, since I had a bug out bag, so I was more prepared than I ever would have been before I listened to you. So I lost my house, but I want to thank you for the way I was prepared because I didn't have no time to get up and leave, but I had my shit ready, so I was able to go. Well, you go over to the other side now and you look at the storm. You should have a bug in bag because you are not going to be able to leave your house and you're going to deal with some things. And I tell y'all this all the time. When I talk about survival, I'm not talking about a zombie apocalypse. I'm not talking about that type of devastation, although I won't get into the fact that you should be concerned about something like that as well. Because whenever the CDC on their website during the last COVID told you that you should watch The Walking Dead to prepare, that should make you scratch your head and say, what? When you know, maybe you don't know, that your government actually practices simulations. They have training for a zombie apocalypse. Why are they training your government to deal with zombies? Why? Shout out to you, Tori. I love you back. Thank you very much. And thank you for that super chat. Why are they practicing for that? Because you keep thinking about a zombie that be rolling around eating brains. How about you think about a person who has superhuman strength, who is overly angry, and who will rip your face off even if they eat it off with their teeth? You know that has happened already in this country, right? Y'all don't remember the man who ate the homeless man face off? And you don't remember in that month, whatever it was that people was taking, you notice you don't have any more cases like that. It was a small time that you had those cases and then they went away. But there were several people who were having superhuman strength. The police had to shoot them 20 times and they still kept coming. And then you got the man who bit off that homeless man's face. Do y'all remember that? There were people that were at the train station that was butt naked and growling and trying to attack people and acting the same way. And the police shot him a bunch of times and he still didn't lay down and die. So what that tells me is I don't give a damn what you want to call it. There is a substance that makes people act in a vicious way that gives them some superhuman strength. They act like they're out of their mind and they do be trying to bite you up. Maybe that's their version of a zombie. But the bottom line, if that chemical exists, chemical warfare exists. You take that and put it in your motherfucking pocket, okay? But back to what I was saying. You should be prepared to survive and don't always think of survival as something like that. You should be prepared for whatever. So again, I tell y'all all the time, don't I? Snowstorm, stop letting them shit take you out. Stop letting your ass get killed over a goddamn natural disaster. Now, I don't know how natural this shit is these days, but you know what I'm saying. Shout out to you, Relevant. Thank you for that super sticker. I tell you all the time, we had a year, was it 2 years ago? Do y'all remember the young lady in the last snowstorm that we had? She was on the freeway and she died from snow. Because nobody told her if you in the freeway, in the snow, you keep your car running to stay warm, baby. You got to move the snow away from the tailpipe before it covers it up and then it puts carbon monoxide in your car and then you get tired and then you fall asleep. Hypothermia can do the same thing to you and eventually you so cold that you fall asleep. Don't let snow kill you. Get y'all dumb asses off the road. If the goddamn storm is coming for you, go your ass home. Call in and tell work, kiss my ass. Live. Don't die for no snow. Come on, let your death be a little bit more than that. Let it mean something. Goddamn, snow though. So we got people who ain't got no heat. I tell you about that shit all the time. You think because you in your house, you're good. Well, what happens in this winter storm? The heat go out, the power go out. What are you going to do if the power go out? How can you cook if you got an electric stove? How you gonna stay warm if that's how your heat come on? Y'all ever want to think about these things, but we have been dealing with these situations since the beginning of time. But y'all still don't be prepared, and y'all gonna be just like this lady. So let me play this news clip for y'all. Let's go ahead and play one more news clip before we get out of here tonight for the people that ain't dealing with fire, but dealing with the snow.
During these frigid days and nights, some New Yorkers are dealing with no heat. Vanessa Murdoch spoke with people in the Bronx about how they're trying to stay warm as they try to also get some answers.
You see me? Coat, hat.
Staying dressed for the outdoors and firing up the stove, or how Wanda Leary says she's staying warm inside. She says her apartment at 1455 Grand Concourse in Mount Eden has no heat.
It's cold. Women's constantly calling 311. They put a new system in. It's worse. It don't work at all. It's 20 degrees, feeling like it's 8 in the morning. How can we survive this?
Leary says she keeps calling Kraus Management and someone shows to fix it.
Obviously, it's not working.
In a statement, Kraus Management tells CBS News New York 8 of 14 buildings have successfully switched over to the new system. And with any large-scale overhaul, there will inevitably be issues.
Because we have to use either the oven or a heater, which is crazy.
Markel Donald lives at 1220 Shakespeare Avenue in Highbridge, says for the 5 years he's lived in the building, his home has not had heat regularly. Does not have it now.
You can't get in touch with the building management at all. Every winter, I have to call 311 to have them do something.
The last time he called 311, 3 weeks ago. He says someone from Housing Preservation and Development showed up, but the problem remains. He still uses a space heater to stay warm. The radiator is still cold to the touch. We called Arch Rock Management using the number listed in the foyer. I left a message, did not hear back. For Donald's sake, I hope we get a response and he gets some heat. From the Bronx, Vanessa Murdoch, CBS.
From the Bronx. Now, what the fuck they gonna do when this snow come through and then he ain't got no damn power? You see that? This is some everyday shit, and this is the stuff that I be talking about for y'all to be prepared for. Now, they got some landlords, and they showing this, ain't a lick of snow on the ground. So when this gigantic storm come through on y'all ass, and people die all the time, you're right, when it comes to heaters. But what they gonna do when the power go out? See, because they using that stove that they need some power to cut on. They're using those electric heaters that they need some power to cut on. What do y'all do when y'all don't have, and you in the opposite situation? There are people right now that have this winter storm coming through. They don't have no power. They don't have a slum landlord, but they don't have no power. What y'all gonna do? Somebody said our power is scheduled to be shut off due to high winds. Now, I ain't running down to my garage, but if I was, I would show y'all. There's some descriptions in the video. I have my own website, MX Survival. You can get plenty of stuff over there, but I prefer a jackery. That's what I buy, and that's what I have. And I have all different damn sizes. It is a solar power box. I got one I can turn on stuff for over 24 hours, appliances if it's hot and all my food is in the refrigerator or the freezer. I got a little one so I can plug in all of our devices, charge our cell phones, plug in my modem for my Wi-Fi. Like, these are everyday things. People should not be freezing in their apartments if the power go out and die. Because let me tell you something. If the power go out in New York for them people, due to this storm, they heat their house with electricity. What they gonna do when they ain't got no electricity? You can't stay in your house for days on end, and it is 20-something degrees in your apartment. It's 10 degrees in your apartment. Your ass gonna die. So again, I just want to throw that out there. They in the Bronx. If you on the East Coast, and all of us were getting this storm, they even crying in here in Georgia somehow. They done cancel school tomorrow because it's supposed to be 2 inches of snow, y'all. Now, I lived in Colorado. I'm from Detroit. I'm laughing that these niggas are scared of 2 inches of snow, but I want them to stay their ass at home. But because Georgia's not used to any snow at all, these folks have been to be sliding over the road. Folks gonna be dying over 2 inches. They just not even ready. So I'm gonna stay in the house. Not because I can't drive in 2 inches of snow, but because they can't drive in 2 inches of snow. But snow is coming everywhere. And some people's power has already gone out because the storm is already hitting some folks. So what you think folks like that gonna do? I just wanted to show y'all that. They power their heat with electricity. So what happens when their power go out? What happens when your power go out? So make sure y'all ready, y'all. And even if you can't afford a generator, I had somebody come in my comment section and they was like, I'm too poor to survive. That ain't true. You could get you a thermal blanket from Walmart for like $10 damn. Stop playing with me. That little foil blanket, you could spend $25 on a sleeping bag. They have different sleeping bags that have different temperature. If you in your house, it's better than to get to bed, think you're going to put a bunch of blankets on you. Take your ass and get in the sleeping bag and go to sleep. It's going to actually make your body heat be much warmer. There are small things that you can do. That's some bullshit talking about you can't survive. What is your priority? If y'all look, not on this video, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to get out of here and let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. If you are in California, y'all just stay alert, y'all, and I hope y'all have y'all stuff together for you have to leave. If you in California, you don't know if them storm, that fire is coming for you, get you 72 hours worth of stuff in the bag, clothes, hygiene products, all of your important papers. Remember, if you lose your house, it's hard enough to start over, but don't have to start over without your birth certificate, your social security card, all of those things to make it even that much more harder. Put them important papers. If you do have homeowners insurance, because they didn't cancel your shit 30 days ago, like they did 75,000 people before the fire hit, put that shit in your bag and make sure that you have what you need, okay? Make sure that in there's your medication and things of that nature. Make sure that you have some food in there because you don't really know where you're going. When you leave, what if you can't get to no food? All damn fast restaurants is burnt the hell down. So put some shit in your bag. And I ain't talking about no big-ass cheeseburger or nothing. Get you some goddamn protein bars, some shit that you can fill up on that's going to help you stay alive. Put you some bottled waters in there because if you have to go, you need to make sure that you grab essentials that you need to have, okay? The stuff that's important to you that you need to have, and it can't be a lot. You can't lug around 5 fucking suitcases if you gotta go. You need something you can throw on your back and be out. So think about it in that situation, right? You can go to the other video I did earlier about how to survive these situations. If y'all have not, in the description of that video, there is a link I put down there for what the description of a bug-in bag is, a bug-out bag. There's also checklists for each one of them that you can print off and check as you build your bag and put your stuff in it depending on your situation. Either a bug-out is when you got to leave quick, what you need to survive, and bug-in is if you have to stay in your home because you cannot leave for a long time and the things that may happen, okay? first aid. Have some first aid because people be getting fucked up at home. You can't call the ambulance because too much snow outside. You leave and you might get fucked up. Okay, so first aid is always important. But the list is over there if anybody wants to go and click on them in the description box. If nothing else, even if you don't watch the video, and go print them forms out and just be a little bit more prepared. It's a lot of shit you could die from in this life, especially if you Black people. It's a lot of shit that don't like you that's coming for you. Life is not always fair. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to get hurt or you're going to die, do not let that shit be over some natural or a fake natural disaster created by your government over not being warm. Don't let no snow take you out. Don't let no goddamn fire. If you told to evacuate, get the fuck out and leave, okay? Because if you dead, that house ain't going to matter or all of them things that get destroyed anyway. You can get belongings back. You can't get people back, okay? Don't let this shit kill you. There's a lot that'll kill you, but don't die from no snowstorm. Stay the fuck out of the streets when all this snow is out here. Make sure you have what you need if you in your house, okay? So I'm not going to go over that whole list because I talked about this shit enough and plenty before. Go over there and download them lists, y'all. Watch that video that talks about them if you want more information because I'm not going to do that up in here. With that said, y'all, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I may be back tomorrow. We'll see what's going on. We still have to have our conversation about the matrix of the holidays, y'all. Okay? How much we spend on them, the true meaning behind them, and why the hell you should stop celebrating them. And I'm not a bah humbug ass person, and I'm not like a Jehovah's Witness. You can still celebrate, but I'm gonna show you the difference in how you celebrate instead of being forced to celebrate in your oppressor's way because of all they benefit from it. Okay, so we're gonna have that conversation too. I do not celebrate holidays, and it has nothing to do with religion. I'm not a religious person. Okay, so we'll definitely get into that, but you never know. We may have to update some of these things tomorrow. It's Friday, right? It is Friday, yeah. So tomorrow, y'all, the group mentorship is starting. All of that information is down in the link. So if you want to join the group mentorship for your online businesses, that starts tomorrow. The 6-week boot camp starts on Sunday, you guys. So anyway, the description of all of that is in the box. I want to thank everybody that came over to MX Network who got your subscriptions, to all the new subscribers. Shout out to y'all. What's up to y'all over on MX Network? Thank you for everybody who subscribed to this channel on YouTube. Thank you for all the super chats and all the people who gave on MX Network, y'all. With that said, I'm going to go. Y'all have a good night. Watch your front and watch your back and get prepared, especially if you are the protector in your home. If you are responsible for people, it is your job to be prepared for them. Don't fail them because your job is to protect them. So get your shit together, okay? Because it's a whole lot in 2025 that's about to fuck people up, okay? Don't be one of those people that get fucked up, okay? Be prepared. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and I'll talk to y'all later.